Acura dares to drive beyond standard. A torque-vectoring super-handling all-wheel drive system, standard in the Acura RDX. Panoramic moonroof and premium 3-row seating, standard in the Acura MDX. Sound that surrounds you, an 18-speaker Bang & Olufsen premium sound system comes standard in the all-electric ZDX, the Acura RDX, ZDX, and MDX, where precision meets craftsmanship. Visit Acura.com to learn more.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins. Just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag. The one you stole from your ex. Or your overpriced half a studio apartment. Or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar. Triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a Vitamin Water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
Using a Clorox disinfecting wipe to clean that stuck-on sauce from the stove feels like...
Oh, boy. That tickles. Stop.
It feels like coming home to your needy corgi after a long day.
Best part of the day, finally.
With Clorox, clean feels carefree. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
At Chipotle, we also have a playlist. Guacamole as it's being hand mashed. The sizzle of adobo chicken on the grill. The chopping of onions and cilantro. We call our playlist Real. Order now. Chipotle. For real.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Will the Washington Commanders find a way to overtake the Philadelphia Eagles to win the NFC East in 2025? Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is. Cover news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, your Phil Stiefel, here every single morning. You can also find me hosting Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network. I got the YouTube channel link below. You're going to want to make sure you check it out and subscribe to the channel. On August 1st, I'm dropping a video on how you enter a raffle to win an autographed football signed by Cooper DeJean and Darius Slay. I've also got a photo signed by A.J. Brown framed, ready to give it out. So the only way, August 1st, you got to subscribe to the channel to see that video, to know how to enter it. All the money raised on the raffle tickets are going to Eagles Autism Charity, so make sure you guys check that out. This week, as we are inching closer to training camp starting in less than 2 weeks, I'm breaking down this week each team in the NFC East. Yesterday, we covered the Dallas Cowboys. Tomorrow, we're covering the New York Giants. Today, we're talking Washington Commanders and how the 12-5 Washington Commanders from 2024 stack up with the Eagles in 2025. So let's get right to it. Like I said, the Commanders with rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels entering his second year. Last year, they were 12-5. He was one of the hottest rookies, one of the best rookie quarterbacks of all time. We faced him 3 times last year. We faced him in Week 11 and won a close one, 26-18. In Week 16, obviously, the Commanders beat the Eagles 36-33. And, of course, we curb stomped the Commanders in the NFC Championship game 55-23. We curb stomped them, basically. So how do they get better? And what will they be like? Looking at their numbers for this year, they're 16-1 to win the Super Bowl, where the Eagles are 6.5 to 1. Their over-under win totals only actually listed at 9.5. Kind of surprised by that number. Probably should be a little higher. But I think the key there, why the over-under on the win total is so low, is because there's this growing and constant push to say that Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump. And it's only being said because C.J. Stroud supposedly had a sophomore slump last year with the Houston Texans, without anybody realizing that the Houston Texans were a disaster, injuries, problems all over. C.J. Stroud still led that team to win the division and to the playoffs. So I don't know what you're going to think or what people are thinking there in that area. Dan Quinn and GM Adam Peters, year 2 of this little group here, running the Commanders with Josh Harris, obviously the Sixers owner who owns the Washington Commanders. They've made some changes to their team. They've added Deebo Samuel, wide receiver from the San Francisco 49ers. They brought in from the Houston Texans, Laramie Tunsil, offensive lineman, help improve. They drafted Josh, I can't find my notes here. They drafted Josh Connerly, offensive tackle. A lot of people wanted the Eagles to take him. So they've improved their offense. They've added another offensive weapon. They've gotten 2 new offensive linemen to protect Jaden Daniels. Year 2 of Dan Quinn, what's it going to be? So I think the key when thinking about the Washington Commanders shouldn't be whether Jaden Daniels is going to be better or not because of the sophomore year. I think the key is, will the same kind of mistakes that happened in Houston, obviously they had DeMarco Ryan, first-time head coach there in Houston, second year had the slump. Will they have team sophomore slumps this year? Will Deebo Samuel, who's getting older, become run down and not be able to play? Laramie Tunsil, as great as he is, he's up there around 30 years old. Also had a lot of penalties last year for the Houston Texans. Zach Ertz was brought back in. He's getting up there in age. So is Bobby Wagner, up there in age, on the defensive side. Will they, Marcus Lattimore, there's so many names that are older. Where the Eagles focused on getting young and staying young over the last couple of years, the Washington Commanders, to try to get them from 12-5 to pass in the Eagles in the division, went out and got a bunch of veteran, older guys. And is that right? Instead of taking care of Terry McLaurin wants a new deal. I mean, he's getting up there in age as well, but instead of taking care of the guy that's been there for a while, they went with bringing in more old guys. Now, I will say this is interesting. The Eagles play the Commanders late in the season, week 16 and week 18. Hate that we don't see the Commanders till week 16. Who knows what both teams will look like by that point of the NFL season. The one thing working in the Washington Commanders' favor, it has been over 20 years, 2001 through 2004 with the Philadelphia Eagles, since any team in the NFC East has won the NFC East in back-to-back years. The Eagles obviously winning it last year. So over 20 years since anybody has done it, and the Eagles are going to try to do it this year. I think that is in Washington Commanders. It's one of the most random things that just doesn't make sense to me, that there have been a lot of good Eagles teams. There have been a lot of good teams, period, over the last 20 years in the NFC East, and none of them have ever won back-to-back. It's kind of crazy to me. I actually think if 9.5 holds true, I think you definitely bet the over on the win total. I got the Washington Commanders winning 11 or 12 games again this year. I think the Washington Commanders are the biggest threat in the entire NFC of the Eagles getting back to Super Bowl. We're going to do other teams in the NFC and AFC that are threats to the Eagles next week, and I'm going to get into Detroit. I'll get into some other teams. But the Washington Commanders, I think, are the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles. If the Eagles win 11 or 12, so is Washington. Week 18 is going to come down to the wire and possibly be a meaningful football game, which the NFL will love that. Maybe we won't like that, but they will love that. I don't see Jaden Daniels having that sophomore slump in 2025. I think he's going to continue to tear it up. They've got talent. The biggest question will be, can they stay healthy? Can they keep their young guys fresh? Again, a lot of, or even their second string running back. I'm looking at their depth chart. They still got Austin Eckler on this team. I mean, they are not a young team. Zach Ertz, like I said already, Deebo, Terry McLaurin, not a young team at all. And I hate Frankie Luvu. I'm looking at their depth chart, and I just saw his name, and it just pissed me off. Guys, I'm going to predict 11 wins for the Washington Commanders, just barely finishing by the Eagles, hopefully, in the NFC East. That's my prediction on the Washington Commanders. That's my thoughts on the Washington Commanders. Stay tuned to tomorrow when we're going to cover the New York Giants. Not that they're a threat to the Eagles, but you might be surprised on some of my thoughts there on the New York Giants. So we're going to get into that tomorrow. Guys, again, make sure you're following along the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network and subscribe to my YouTube channel, the STT Sports Network, linked below. August 1st, when the video on how to win the raffle for the autographed merchandise that I've got to give away to raise money for Eagles Autism is going to be linked. You're going to want to subscribe for that, guys. Everybody have a great day. Go Birds. Bubbles up.
Hit pause on whatever you're listening to and hit play on your next adventure. Stay 2 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Visit bestwestern.com for complete terms and conditions.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, Your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
At Strayer University, we help students like you go from, is it possible? To anything is possible by offering access to up to 10 no-cost gen ed courses, so you can reach your goals affordably and fast. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. No-cost gen eds provided by Strayer University affiliate Sophia. Eligibility rules apply. Connect with us for details. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
This episode is brought to you by Avid Reader Press. Legendary investor Ray Dalio's new book, How Countries Go Broke, The Big Cycle, explains the mechanics behind big debt crises. Larry Summers says Dalio's brilliant iconoclastic approach is an invaluable resource, and Hank Paulson says it provides a solution to what is the biggest and most certain threat to our prosperity. Read it to understand the greatest economic issue of our time. Available now wherever books are sold.
Ray-Ban Meta glasses are powered by Meta AI, so you can get real-time answers.
Hey, Meta, how bougie is Jade Garden?
It's a trendy spot.
What's the color that pairs with this top?
Consider dark, earthy colors, charcoal or black.
What are some good first date topics?
Consider discussing favorite travel destinations or your favorite books.
Get suggestions, inspiration, and answers from your glasses. Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Iconic style meets Meta AI.